Can I taste your juice?
Howdy, folks. PBusardo. San Antonio, Texas, VapeBlast 2.0. A really good... What is it about Texas? What is it about? Last time I'm drinking fish. This time I'm riding a mechanical bull. Last time my stomach hurt. This time my butt hurts. And things are not right down there yet. No, they're not. Good thing I didn't want kids. What's next? Cattle wrestling? Hog tying? I don't know. Bring it on. We'll try it. So... we had a really good time. I had a really good time. I hope you guys did if you went to the event. We got some interviews in this video. We got some video in this video. We've got some photos in this video. And at the end of this video, we're going to find out who won the last contest. But we got to get the ugliness out of the way first. You guys know me. I don't hold anything back. I tell you guys the good news with the bad news. And at this event, there was some bad news. There was an incident. So let's take the cowboy hat off. Let's get serious for a little while. And then don't worry, we'll get back to the fun, okay? But this needs to be told. And now I officially have cowboy hat head. All right, so you guys stop asking me because I've gotten a whole bunch of emails asking me about what happened at the event. What happened at the event was an incident at the cloud blowing contest, okay? Basically, as bad as it could get, that's how bad it got, okay? Because there was a battery that vented at the cloud chasing contest. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. I will tell you what I know. I know that it was a Mutant clone mod. It's a 26650 mod. I don't know the battery, okay? But it went as badly as it could. Everything failed, okay? So the battery failed, obviously, and the venting on the device failed. So this did not vent, this exploded, okay? And I'm not going to be exaggerating anything here. Ask people at the event because I was standing right next to it. It's a miracle that nobody got hurt, okay? Because it exploded. It was a pipe bomb going off. Now, what led to the incident? Was he pulsing it? Did it misfire? Did it stay locked? I don't know because I've heard like multiple stories, so I can't tell you what it is. What kind of battery was he using? I don't know. Now, although I don't know what kind of battery it was, I did catch this photo right here, and it looks like a 26650, 3.7 volt, and it looks like a 60 amp rating on it. Okay, if any of you guys know what kind of battery this is, please do let me know. I'd be curious to know myself. What kind of build did he have? I don't know. And I don't know because the guy who it happened to decided to leave, okay? So he didn't man up, he didn't apologize for whatever it was that happened. He just left. Now, when I looked down, the explosion was over, okay, but the damage was already done in the floor, and what it looked like was that the explosion knocked whatever was left of the battery next to the explosion point, because here's the explosion point, okay, and then what was left of the battery caught on fire, and a couple people stomped it out. Here's the actual fire area. Now, there were pieces of shrapnel all over the place. I did talk to a couple people. Couple people had a couple small scrapes. No big deal. But it was powerful enough to actually hit the ceiling and put holes in the ceiling tiles above where it happened in a few different places. Here's a couple of those photos for you. Now, where's the actual mod itself, or what's left of it? I don't know, because the event coordinators are actually looking for it, because they need it for liability purposes for the damage to the event. So there's a couple stories out there as to where the thing is, but if you do happen to have it, please contact the event coordinators so they can get that handled. So I'm not going to drag this out forever, but I'll tell you this, okay? There's a reason why I talk about battery safety and I talk about watching your resistance. There's a reason why other reviewers talk about battery safety and talk about watching your resistance, because it is a real danger, folks. We're not making this stuff up. As you go lower in your resistance, a higher percentage of your wattage goes to heating not your coil anymore, but the internal resistance of your battery, and it leads to a dangerous situation. And to those of you who are out there who are looking at no longer the continuous amp draw that a battery can handle, but now you're looking at surge rates, you're not doing it safely. I don't care what you say, you are not doing it safely, because all it takes is one little mishap. You forget to lock your device. You put your device in your pocket, and it's a recessed device, and it starts to fire. You throw it in your backpack, and the device starts to fire. Now you have the amount of seconds that are in those surge ratings to get to your device and get your battery out before something bad happens. I have never had anything vent. I have never experienced anything venting until this event. And in a way, I almost wished you could all experience what I saw and what the other folks there saw and felt firsthand safely, so that you can get an idea of the power of what we're dealing with, okay, and what it's really capable of if everything goes wrong, like it did in this case. And I know I've seen some photos out there. You guys, some of you have actually sent me photos of folks out there with builds, ultra low resistance builds, and you're displaying it on something like this, okay? I don't have a piece of gear in my arsenal, okay, that I would consider accurate enough. Never mind these things. I'm talking about scopes and meters and good stuff, right? Nothing that I would trust to measure down to 0.0 anything, let alone one of these. Because if you're measuring 0.0 anything on one of these, I really don't think you have any clue what your resistance really is. Now, I know a lot of you think you're above this, okay? And I know a lot of you think you're doing this safely. And I know a lot of you think this can never happen to me. But I'm quite sure that the guy it just happened to thought the same exact thing. So I'll just say this one more time. Thank God nobody got seriously hurt, because it was a pipe bomb exploding, okay? What if, because there were a lot of what ifs that ran through my head. What if this mod had gone off in his pocket? What if this mod had gone off in his hand while he was vaping? No more hand, no more face. If you saw the explosion, you would say, yeah, that probably would have went down that way. What happens when he put the mod down or threw the mod down if a piece of shrapnel hit somebody in the neck, hit somebody in the eye? What would have happened if that battery, instead of getting blown away from the device, got blown up like everything else did, and a fire started in the ceiling? Because any of those scenarios could have happened, and then it's
game over, man. It's game over.
Now, the event coordinators on the following day did replace the cloud chasing contest with a battery safety course, and I think in this case, that was probably the smart thing to do. And I say in this case, because why do I say that? Well, Phil, you're against cloud chasing contests. No, I'm not, folks. No, I'm not. Cloud chasing is part of vaping now at this point, okay? And I understand that, and I do it myself sometimes. But I think the bigger challenge is creating those big, thick, billowy clouds that some of us really enjoy at times at higher and safer resistance levels. So please, guys, I just ask you to be safe, to think about what you're doing, and to never think that it can't happen to you, because if you're pushing the envelope, it could happen to anybody. And the only reason I say this stuff is because I care about vaping. I care about you. Fault me for that if you want. All right, so before we get to the actual event video, I got one more little piece of ranting here to take care of, because I got about 5 emails with this advertisement in the email. Look at this advertisement. I have only one thing to say about this advertisement. Stupid! And now to the event video. All right, so VapeBlast 2.0. What's the deal with the hat? When did you get the hat? I'll tell you when I got the hat. The hat happened between two things. It happened between 5 shots of tequila and riding the mechanical bull. It happened somewhere in that time frame right there, and more on that a little bit later on. But right now, let's talk about the event itself, because I thought it was a really good event. There were a whole lot of vendors there. I actually liked the venue more than the last venue. Although it was a little flea market-ish looking from the outside, inside at least it was all one big room, okay? The last event, I mean, it was a cool event, right? But, you know, there was vendors down this hall, and vendors down that hall, and vendors in that room, and vendors in the scary Haunted Mansion room in the back, and vendors in the outside square. At least this event, they were all together in one big giant room. A little confusing as far as the rhyme or reason of how everything was set up, but at least everybody was in one room, and you got a sense of at least how many people were there. How many people were there? I did talk to Kenny and to Sarah Thank you both very, very much for putting the event on and for your hospitality and for having me there. And they said 3,000 plus people. That's, I think, pretty good, right? There were certainly a lot of people there, a lot of vendors there, a lot of people there buying hardware and batteries and chargers and e-liquids, and we'll talk about some of that in a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a really good event. Now, one thing that continues to impress me and something that I feel really good about is that I can get on an airplane, travel to a different state where I really don't know anybody other than through social media, and feel so amazingly welcomed. And that's what I feel at these Texas events. The people are just so unbelievably nice. Once again, I have been called sir more times than I care to count. And Mr. Busardo, like I keep telling you guys, Mr. Busardo, that's my father's name. My name's Phil. Okay, so that's what you're gonna call me, not Pete, Phil. So, but yeah, I mean, the people there are just so nice. There are some vendors that I do want to thank specifically for their hospitality. Without a doubt, Mountain Vapor, thanks for the invite over to the hotel and for liquoring me up there a little bit Thursday night when I got in. Thanks to the crew from Smokin' Crows and that awesome 1,000 milliliter bottle of apple pie, and I will definitely be sharing that with my friends. Very, very much appreciated. And to Jennifer, can I please have my Facebook back? Thanks to Mother Vapor and the entire crew from All About Vapor. Mother, that shot right before my little Q&A thing really did help, along with the other 75 that you got me. Thanks to Kay and Steve from Nevermore Vape. Steve for teaching me proper cowboy hat etiquette and allowing me to wear yours without squashing me like a bug. And to Austin and the crew from Cutwood for dinner Saturday night. Very much appreciated, guys. All right, so let's get to some more of the event and a couple quick interviews that I did. Suicide Bunny, a wildly popular e-liquid out there, and I always thought it was Todd, the big guy behind the booth, that was behind it, but no, complete opposite. It's Tiffany, aka Pip, who is the person behind Suicide Bunny. She's absolutely adorable. I had a chance to talk to her, and here's how that went. It's Tiffany, aka Pip, right?
That's right.
Where did Pip come from?
My husband's called me Pip for years. It comes from Pippi Longstocking because I'm a troublemaker. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you are the person behind Suicide Bunny.
Yes.
You are Suicide Bunny.
I am the creator.
So you're the creator of Suicide Bunny.
Yes. I'm not the sole. I mean, I created the flavors, but I have a great team behind me that helps that helps me along the way.
Talk to me. Don't talk to the camera.
Okay.
Ignore the camera. The camera's not even here.
Hey.
So tell me, where did the name Suicide Bunny come from?
Suicide Bunny came from the fact tattooed females inspire me. I think it's a beautiful form of artistic expression. So suicide girls, and the bunny came from Pip the Bunny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you started this juice line, did you ever imagine that it would take off the way it did?
I had no idea. I wanted really, truly one person to quit smoking. That was my goal. Other people got the juice and they enjoyed it, and it helped them quit smoking. And once I saw that, I thought I can help a lot of people, and so that ultimately was my goal in releasing it. I had no idea it would be this huge.
So I mean, and I see the way you're interacting with people here, and I see the appreciation in your eyes and the way you're talking to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really terrific.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really do. I'm a vapor. I appreciate vapors, and
How long have you been vaping?
Gosh, close to 3 years now.
3 years, really?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite e-liquid?
Well, my favorite e-liquid is Suicide Bunny and King's Crown, but my favorite flavors are Madrina and the King. So, yeah.
What's next for Suicide Bunny?
What's next for Suicide Bunny? Sky's the limit. I mean, this is an industry that's evolving so quickly, and it's people are learning new things every day, and so I really don't know.
Okay, anything you want to say to people out there?
I appreciate you. Thank you, Suicide Bunny fans, King Crown fans. Thank you for your support. I love you guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's Pip, the woman behind Suicide Bunny. Who knew? There was another e-liquid company there that debuted a new line, and I interviewed these guys at the last VapeBlast, Lazarus Vintage. Okay. Now, I kind of joked around with them online today, saying that they absolutely had the worst booth at the event. Terrible booth, just miserable. I had no fun there at all. Absolutely none. All right, well, maybe a little bit. This is hard damn work, folks, and I hope you appreciate me taking one for the team. Yeah, so they debuted a new line of e-liquid, and they actually carried Cleopatra throughout the event. They set her up there on the stage, and they introduced their new line of e-liquid. And then I went over there and I talked to the guys about the new line, and here's how that went.
Last we left these guys, Lazarus Vintage, they had a exciting new line that I still have yet to review. I'm going to give you guys a little spanking about that in a little while. Okay? But they have something new now, so I'm going to talk to these guys. So who do we have here?
I'm Sir James. I handle marketing and finance, basically, and so business, Bruce and I and Keith are partners.
Okay. And?
Master Chef Bruce.
New guy, this is a new guy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Master Smith Steve, shop foreman, production manager.
Excellent. And?
I'm Professor Keith. I do research, marketing direction, and I'm the director of operations.
Okay. So first of all, guys, amazing work with this booth here, because I mean it's really, you've kind of gone all Egyptian on this thing. It's really, really good. So how have the sales of the Lazarus Vintage been going for you?
Huge.
Huge?
The growth has been incredible.
Yeah.
We get vendor requests every single day. And so yeah, the product line's growing. What happens is once people get it and they try it in that area, it just kind of spreads out, and so more and more people try it and they like it, and so they start buying it, so we just keep on growing.
So people are digging the juice.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
International too.
Internationally, yeah. We're in France now.
We had a
We're in
reviewer
Spain.
from France, Spain,
Chaps, yeah.
Tokyo.
Moscow, really?
We're in Moscow, yes. Yeah, that's an interesting transaction too.
Oh, I bet.
But it works.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting for you guys.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
You have epically introduced a new line
Yes,
of
sir, we
juice.
sure have.
I have it. I caught it all on camera, so it'll be in part of this
Awesome.
video.
Awesome.
Why don't you talk about your new line, what it's all about, what people can expect from it?
The new line is an Egyptian theme, and so with the first line we had 7 wonders of the world, and that kind of started you out on your journey where you had your compass and you're number 1 and you're going on this journey, and the adventure takes us to our first stop, which is the Valley of the Kings in Egypt, where we start to discover all these new flavors that Master Chef Bruce is having us go out there and find. So you can expect a lot of desserts. He did a lot of research on both the older desserts that they had during the times of Cleopatra and the newer desserts. So it's kind of a mix of both. In fact, one of the flavors, Nefertiti, is, or Nefertiti, some people call it, is actually considered one of Cleopatra's favorite desserts.
Okay.
So they're very, very complex. That one has, I think, 24 different?
22.
Yeah, 22 different flavor ingredients, just the
22
flavors.
different flavors.
Yes, absolutely.
And give everybody the name of the new line. I'm going to shoot the new line in a second here. But
It is Valley of the Kings.
okay.
Yes.
And
that's-
what are the flavors? Are there? We have names here.
Yes,
too.
the flavors. We have Anubis, we have Nefertiti, we have Cairo, Horus, Akar, Kaselk, and Cleopatra. They're all Egyptian names. In fact, we collaborated with Muhammad over at MK Vapes to make us some custom raw mods. He's the maker of the raw, and we came out with his V3. We contacted him, kind of worked together on it, and so it's really neat to work with somebody in the business too, because he has the same passion for it as we do.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Well, you know, before I wish you guys best of luck, okay, here comes the scolding.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
When are you going to have child-proof safety caps so that I can actually review the liquid? Because, you know, I apologize, but I'm really kind of sticking to my guns on that.
Absolutely, we understand.
Okay.
We started out doing the dripper locks, okay, for France and for our EU partners, because that's a requirement over there. So we've been sending that out with their orders, and we're adopting that. Bruce can probably explain a little bit better. We're also working with another company to manufacture a cap that will work for us, so that we can use the wax seal and have it all implemented into one unit. That's going to come very, very soon.
Okay. And it's the wax seal that's giving you a hard time, right?
Yeah, because what happens is the wax gets up underneath there, and on the child lock, it screws up that whole lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there we are, folks. Valley of the Kings from Lazarus Vintage, and I wish these guys the best of luck with it, and I can't wait to try it as soon as they have child-proof safety caps.
Yes,
So
sir.
thanks a lot,
Yes, sir.
guys. Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So there you go, Lazarus Vintage. Those guys really know the way to my heart. Really cool presentation, really cool story, and Cleopatra. I'm actually vaping some of their Kaselk right now, even though it doesn't have a child-proof safety cap, but I'm sure it's coming from those guys, and I look forward to bringing that review to you. They're good. I've actually had this in my K-Fun since I got back. It's like this kind of a citrusy, creamy dessert thing, is the best way I could describe it. but there's a lot more stuff going on in there, and I'm really enjoying it. What else did I enjoy? What else did I actually buy? I bought a couple of e-liquids here. Kataro from Electric Ember. This is like a coconutty vape, and I really enjoy coconutty vapes, but coconuts sometimes come across as very, very harsh. Incensey, I've called them in the past. This one was creamy and delicious, and I enjoyed it. And also this Vape Dads right here. And I forget the name of this one. Mexico City, is it maybe? Yes, it is. Mexico City. And I've been after for a long time a fried dough e-liquid with cinnamon sugar, right? Because guys like me should not eat real fried dough. And this one did have that fried dough characteristic to it. They're calling it like elephant ears, and elephant ears are fried dough, and I really enjoyed that, so I picked some of that up. What else did I see as far as e-liquids? I did try a couple new ones from Innovape. They have a new line, this vintage series right here, and it's a line of custards. Yes, I did ask them about diacetyl, and they do testing, and it comes in a little baggie like this, and we open up the little baggie like this, and we find their new line of custards. So if you want to check these out, because I did try one at the event, and it was really, really tasty. So some new e-liquids from Innovape, and again, this is their vintage blend line. Okay, so there's that. And then finally, I thought packaging of the event kind of went to this guy right here. Check these little bottles out. They're really cool. You can hang them on your keychain. You can hang them on your pants. We have no child-resistant caps here, but he said he's working on child-resistant drippers to add to this bottle. And this is from nightmarecreations.com. I haven't tried these yet, but I thought the bottles were kind of cool, right? Did I buy anything else? I did. I got some 18650 VTC5 batteries, and I got this new Vulcan atomizer here. This is an original atomizer, and I believe it's being made in Japan. And it's got this really cool package here, and it's kind of like a Tobe, but on both sides. So you get the fins on both sides, and like I really need more vape stuff and drippers, but this one just kind of caught my eye. Somebody said it was designed nicely. I looked inside. I think it is. So I don't know, maybe eventually I'll take a look at this on cam. If not, I will enjoy it in the privacy of my own home. What else did I see there hardware-wise? Mostly more of the same. There were a couple other new things that one we're going to get to in a second, and the other one was I did talk to the guys from Dovepo. Those are the guys of the EMEC, you know, the Transformers-looking mod, and they also make the ELVT. And I was actually, because I have the numbers on this thing right now, and I was getting ready to review this device because, look, it doesn't need another review, but people still ask me questions about this because of the ruggedness of the device. So I figured, why not go ahead and just do a quick review? Because what I was going to do is I was going to review it and then try to destroy it. But what they told me was they do have a new version of the ELVT coming out soon. I think he said they're shooting for September, and it's a 30-watt version of this one right here. So I'm going to hold off on this one. They said that they would be getting me one of the new versions to review. We'll see if that happens. But there is a new ELVT coming soon. Now, there was one American-made mechanical there that I've never seen before. There's probably a lot of mechanicals out there that I've never seen before. And this one was from Awe Designs LLC, Awe Killer Mods, and it was called the Awe. Now, they also have the Shock, okay, and the Shock was a Genesis-style atomizer. I didn't have a whole lot of interest in that, but Shock and Awe. And I just kind of picked the camera up and I put it in his face because I was listening to him. He was really passionate about what he was doing, and I liked the design. It was rounded on the bottom slightly with a bottom firing button, and it made using the device extremely comfortable. Obviously, that's going to take away some of the stability when you try to stand it up, but it looked really, really nice. So I rolled the cameras, and here's what I got. And then I turned the microphone on, and here's what I got. Here we are, Killer Mods, and we actually have a working microphone now, hopefully this time.
Hey, do you hear me now?
And what's your name, man?
My name is Wayne.
Wayne, okay, and you have a mod here. It's really nice, a nice mechanical. And where are you making these?
I'm in North Dallas.
North Dallas? Okay. Tell me a little bit about it. All right, it's called the Awe.
It's called the Awe, or AWE. AWE is me. That is my initials, Anthony Wayne Everett. It's an 18650 mod, 304 stainless steel, 464 naval brass, short throw lock ring, magnetic switch, smooth angle button for comfort on the finger. The top cap is dual adjustable, with a battery plate for adjusting for battery and a pin post for adjusting for atomizers. All mods are hand machined by me individually, nothing outsourced, nothing CNC. All the switches are fully vented. I know there's a lot of concern with venting nowadays, so they are fully vented through the bottom and through the side. You can barely see it in here, but through the side as well, it is all vented completely through. So that is the mod, and its matching counterpart is the shock. It is the shock. The shock.
Genesis style, huh?
Absolutely. I'm a wholehearted, devout Genesis fan for a multitude of reasons. But yes, I decided to go with Genesis style. This is called the shock for shock and awe. So a little bit about the shock. The cap is what I would call a semi-reduced cap. It's got a little bit of width, but it does chamber down a bit for a little bit of flavor and a little bit of vapor. The cap, if you can notice it, actually is grooved on the inside to actually grab the O-ring and snap. So your cap's not coming off, put it in your pocket, take it around, it's not going to fall off on you. The tank that I've decided to go with is the Z-Addy size tank, so it's easy to get replacement tanks for them, different colors and whatnot. It's very easy and common to find. A little bit of look at the bottom here. This is adjustment plate for your batteries once it's on the AWE tube. Real quick, if you notice, this base also comes off. And I haven't done them yet, but I'm planning to do adapter rings for other mods, so you can hybridize to other mods as well. And then one of my favorite parts is the positive pin itself. If you look at the deck, which is dual holes on one side, by the way, so both your wicks can stay wet instead of having to fight the opposing holes, is a one-piece machined pin from bottom all the way up to the top. That's one solid piece. It's not a screw or like a Home Depot screw or anything. It's actually a custom machined piece. Now, the cool part about the pin is it is actually threaded into the insulator. That insulator is threaded into the Addy body, so there's no up and down, there's no left or right, it's 100% solid. The insulator down in the middle is lower than the deck, so no wires will actually burn it, melt it, touch it, make it wear out or anything like that. That insulator is just slid in, however, so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. And it's full length of the entire Addy body, so there's 100% separation between the Addy body and the positive pin, so no chance of shorting or any of that. And the base is O-ring, so you will not leak on anything.
So what's your website for these mods?
Currently, I'm just on Facebook at AWE Killer Mods. It's just a product page. The website is soon to come, so be sure to check that product page out.
Okay, lots of luck, man.
Cool, thank you very much.
All right, you got it.
So there you go, the shock and awe. Really nice looking mechanical there, and it seems to be pretty well made from Wayne Everett at Facebook.com/awe Killer Mods with a Z. Now, I did record a couple of testimonials in this video, and I know I haven't done that in a while, from two different gentlemen, and the plan was to show them in this video, but Austin, you guys know Austin? Austin was on the microphone in the background for both of these recordings, and it kind of screwed up to the audio to the point where you guys would complain about the audio again the same way you did in the Evolve video and the Innikin video. So, I didn't do it, but I had these two gentlemen. The first one was telling me about how vaping has actually improved his endurance in sports, and he wanted me to let you guys know that you know, not only does it help you breathe better, but it also could do something like you know, improve your endurance when you're playing sporting events. And this other gentleman, he was talking to me about his diabetes and how vaping has actually helped his blood sugars maintain, okay, or stabilize. So I do apologize to both of those guys for not being able to present their testimonials, but just blame Austin. Okay, now there is one other gentleman that I did want to say hello to here in this video, and also apologize to, because as you guys know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I am horrible with names. I need to take more pictures of name badges or take notes or whatever. But I do remember him. I do remember talking to him, and I do remember, I know we took a picture together, but I think he took it. And I do remember what he gave me, and it just, these kinds of things really mean the most to me. Never mind the devices and the juices and everything else, but he is a policeman with the Houston Police Department, and he wanted to thank me for helping him out with vaping through the videos, etc., etc. And he did give me a Houston police badge. So there you go. I'm an honorary member of the Houston Police Department, I guess. So a very, very sincere thank you to you, sir. And it's this stuff that really does mean a lot to me. All right, so now we got to get to the contest, and then I have to clear this disaster that I have in front of me so we can get back to doing some reviews. What are we going to win for this contest? We've got the new Gladius tank from Innikin. We've got their clicked battery, their CLK battery, the soccer edition. And then we have their new iTaste 134 MKM, their new mechanical there. So that is what's up for grabs. All right, so the contest was in the Vapor Shark video. Speaking of Vapor Shark,
Look at that.
look at that, huh? Works perfectly. The issue was with the card that you insert underneath the shark skin. So they actually sent me a new base and a new card. There was nothing wrong with the base. I'll send that back to them or use it as a giveaway. But it was the card that was bad. Works fine now. So that does definitely change that to a thumbs up. Okay, but I still think they need to make that connector a little bit more durable, a little bit more rugged. Maybe put an angle connector on it, or just ignore what I'm saying and continue with your plans to make that card internal to your device. All right, so what was the question? The question was, what was the shark's name in the movie Jaws? And the answer to that question was Bruce. Bruce was his name. Okay, so if you got the answer correct, you are now in the drawing to win these prizes. So let's... Okay, folks, so here we are, as always, in random.org. It's a list randomizer. 1,580 of you got the answer correct. Let's see who won. Good luck, everybody. The winner is... William Schaefer. Congratulations, William Schaefer. You are the big winner. So congratulations to you, William Schaefer. You're the winner of this contest. All you got to do is send an email to me at PBusardo@tasteyourjuice.com using the same email that you entered the contest in, so I can verify who you are. I'll get some information from you and get this out in the mail to you just as soon as I can. So, for everybody who watched this video, thank you very much. For everybody who attended the Texas event, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to come back. But before we go, I will leave you with one more piece of video. And a very big thank you to Brian Connell and to Larry Reeves for the footage. And a very big f*** you to Dimitri for making me do this stupid shit. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Get closer! You're supposed to ride it, not make love to it. Oh my God, he's gonna puke.